Not many times do I get to be a part of a common man story. Unfortunately or fortunately, because of a certain look and personality that I carry.
I've seen some very experienced actor in the hands of some very experienced directors I've worked with completely wobble off, and we had to call off shoots simply because they're like, oh, they didn't expect this to be part of it.
I mean, I'm still fanboying about all the films that he's made in the recent past and the films that he's making. He's just given me an insight of a few things that I'm not going to talk about, of course.
I could do a film and say Maddie did a brilliant job as an actor and the film didn't work.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It goes down as a failure.
Ever been underpaid, guys?
All the time.
All the time. Hello.
What a kg of onions cost right now?
A kg of onion, what about 600 rupees?
उसको रोस्ट करके थोड़ा सा नमक और नींबू उस पे डाल के पहला बाइट जो है
Z5 is the home of Hisaab Barabar. It's a very interesting film that makes for a great weekend watch, khas karke because this weekend is also Republic Day. It deals with a ticket collector actually uncovering a scam at the really national level, and it made me think, and that's why I am here. Because her interview se pehle, I asked myself, why am I doing this interview? It's very important.
Absolutely.
And we need to have these reasons. I'm of course surrounded by two fantastic men, okay, not just on the screen but off screen as well, absolute gentlemen, R.Madhavan and Nitin Mukesh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
First up, let me tell you that the film made me think, and it's really important because मैंने कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि मैं ये चेक करूँ कि मेरे बैंक में जितनी मेरी इंटरेस्ट आ रही है वो सही आ रही है कि नहीं. क्या ये वजह थी आपके लिए ये फिल्म करना?
ये एक छोटा सा हिस्सा है इस फिल्म का. More important aspect is that the common man has very common desires and dreams. He hasn't got many huge ones. He wants to get married into a nice person, have his kids study properly, have his daughter go and get her married and settled, have his son take care of his business or work and become independent, and then he wants to retire and worship in what he wants to do. And history is proof and testimony of the fact that when the regime or the rulers or the government gets in the way of this dream, that's when they turn a David into a Goliath.
Yes.
And that's the crux of this movie. Radhimon Sharma is a guy who prides himself. His dignity is the fact that he's good with numbers.
Yes.
And then the banking system insults him and tells him that he's no good and he's wrong. That's when he starts, trying to figure out whether he's right or the system is right. And he uncovers such a big scam and pushed to a corner. How he becomes the Goliath is a story which is what attracted me to this film.
I absolutely love to see you in that role.
Thank you.
And you surprise me every time. You are... I mean, I don't like to say North Indian versus South Indian, but because I'm South Indian, I must say you convince me, वहाँ पर किसी और फिल्म में अदरक बोल दिया था, यहाँ पर कुछ और बोला है आपको. But you're so good and you do that so well. Neil, you surprise me with this film because you're playing this flamboyant character, a huge departure from who you really are.
Correct.
So talk to me about creating that for yourself, because who imagined you that way? I couldn't have.
I mean, that's what, I like shocking myself and, of course, not just the audience, but also people in general who know me, in real life. Mickey Mehta was, very well written, very delicious a character again, multi-layered, something that I don't see myself in person at all. I have nothing of Mickey Mehta.
At all?
At all.
I can vouch for
Nothing.
that.
Nothing.
You can too.
I think Hisaab Barabar just was that perfect balance of not a very relevant story alone, but told in a very nice comical, satirish, way to engage an audience. And then of course, to be a part of it, because not many times do I get to be a part of a common man story. Unfortunately or fortunately, because of a certain look and personality that I carry. So maybe filmmakers have a certain reservation. But when I do get the opportunity, and I'm constantly on the hunt for it, and I'm constantly trying to reinvent myself as an actor. That's why I do films like Saath Khoon Maaf, or David, Wazir, just Indu Sarkar, just to break the mold and the monotony of how I am and reinvent myself and sharpen the axe there. But I think with Hisaab Barabar, it just was a no-brainer. You had to be a part of a film like this. Yeah.
I'm very curious to know about the two of you as an equation. how familiar were you with each other before this project, and what has that relationship been like? How important is it for you to be excited about your co-star?
It's half the enthusiasm about the project itself.
Yeah.
And when the director and I were talking about who should be playing Mickey Mehta, and he was very keen that it be Neil, and I was very happy. The reason I'm saying it, and I don't know if Neil also saw it, even though he's playing a flamboyant, negative shade and grey shaded character, it was very important that the audience get convinced that what he's saying is also right. Sometimes, I'm also convinced that, he's got a point. Maybe the overall picture is all wrong. Maybe the outcome of that is all wrong. But people should think he's justified. Only then does a character become powerful, And so, when Neil said yes, I was very excited. I had met him a couple of times off the set before, and I've seen his work, and I was a big fan of what he's capable of pulling off. And Neil has got the kind of face that does not gel with somebody who's either poor or uneducated. Same as me and Arvind Swamy. We cannot pull off those kind of characters. But this was slightly off, and he still, I think, did a brilliant job with the character.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the time that we were all fanboying on the films that he made.
Oh my, I'm still fanboying about all the films that he's made in the recent past and the films that he's making. He's just given me an insight of a few things that I'm not going to talk about, of course. But I'm like, oh my God, here he goes again. And I mean, so from his debut film, he's been like the talk of not just my home, but my friend circle until now. So for me, it was a big high to go and tell everyone that I'm doing a film with R.Madhavan.
Thank you.
To be very honest.
Yeah.
It was, I've been a fan of all his work up until now. First day was in fact one of our, like almost the interval block. So it was a tough moment because by then it has already peaked. The battle between these two characters have peaked. So, but that was the first day of shoot. So in your mind, I'm like, I have prepared myself, but when I went on set, I had to wash it all off and start all over again. But him just sitting out there and just saying, okay, Neil, just, so I was also trying to figure out a certain sur of how I want to, portray this character, and then I'll have to consistently maintain that with its non-linear formatting of executing it. But वो पहला दिन था और वो पहला दिन इतना मुश्किल सीन तो जब सर के साथ सीन हो रहा था and he sat in front of me and I said, Manny, I'm getting a little confused about what do you think?
See, that's the bigness of an actor. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, not at all.
What he's saying might seem like an incident, but for an actor, it's extremely traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because you come with the confidence of your experience and your conditioning, right? And you think, this is how I'm going to say the lines, this is how,
Yeah.
For an actor to wash that off his mind and say, hey, you know what, damn it, I didn't see it this way, and then change it on the set. People have been rattled, people can forget lines, they'll start sweating because you're shaking their like the entire foundation. You're shaking their entire way of
preparation. Yeah.
You're shaking their entire conviction of how a character has to be done. A lesser actor would fabulous. I've seen it. I've seen some very experienced actor in the hands of some very experienced directors I've worked with completely wobble off, and we had to call off shoots simply because they're like, oh, they didn't expect this to be part of it. But he was jumped on that horse. He controlled it. He subdued it, and then for me, I was so happy because, if I may,
please.
The scene was such that without saying anything, I could make that scene about Radhe Mohan Sharma.
Correct. Yeah.
Without saying anything, the whole sympathy would come on this guy because he's talking to the villain. But I would have entirely destroyed the purpose of writing that scene. Like, director was very sure, I want this guy to be Havi over him, but it cannot be over dramatized. It has to be the conviction of what he's saying. So to bring in the negativity in the conviction, that almost makes him look
without any histrionics.
Is very difficult.
It's very difficult.
I mean, you actually, like he rightly said, that what he's saying is he's believing in it.
Yeah.
Like he believes कि मैंने तेरे 27 रुपए 50 पैसे लिए, तुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है, मैं तेरे को टीवी दे रहा हूँ ना.
Yeah, absolutely.
तो I mean, उसके लिए वो उसकी मेंटालिटी है. But in the larger scheme of things, it's not right. I mean,
Bilkul.
so
No, but what shines through in this story is, of course, the fact that, you're willing to, I'll come to you about becoming this person as an actor. But for you, it's also the giving up of an ego, because as actors, we come in with so much, right?
I've, to be very honest, I've been tutored, and my guru is a gentleman called Sri R.Madhavan.
Of course.
But to be very honest, with the kind of upbringing from my father also, I've never had an ego, and especially not when it comes to craft. It's not just my, I'm not a selfish actor. If I know that this scene belongs to me, I'll not let it go from me. And if it doesn't belong to me, and if it has to go to another actor, if it's coming to me also, I will not make sure that it goes to him, So
Wonderful.
I have to have that. Otherwise, we are cheating the film and the purpose of the entire process of
beautiful.
filmmaking and storytelling.
So nice to hear this. Are you enjoying this role, where I have a feeling that because of your time and experience, now you're in a place where you have a little more to offer? So in a film like this, where you're not the director, and we've seen Rocketry, we saw what you did with it. How do you navigate that, where you say, I'm not the director here, but yet you make a project better?
So this has always been my contribution on set and on script has always been and a very integral part of my projects. Now that I directed Rocketry, it might be seen as I'm giving it as a director's point of view. So I have always maintained that the film or a story or a project has to be the vision of one person.
Yes.
If it is not, then more often than not, the project has failed.
Yes.
You will see it innumerable times. It looks like, this whole setup of people cannot go wrong, and they go terribly wrong because there are too many drivers on the seat. So I have never ever superseded the vision of a director. If I have said yes to him, that means I've sold my soul to him for that moment. So I stick by that. But I will emphatically put my suggestions onto it.
Okay.
But never on the set where you undermine the director's decision.
Authority.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that is, that is changing the power equation. If I do that, if I argue, if I debate, it gives everybody else the liberty to come in with their own choices, which might not be conducive for the film.
Correct.
So it's always the director is always the boss on the set. So no matter what I've done with my directorial debut ventures, I do not ever step onto that aspect of the film.
That's lovely. Also, it's so nice to talk about process, right? It's so rare. Thank you for, giving us honesty and time. I do want to talk about money, because guys, your film is about money. And that's why I think it's really going to carry through. Because यहाँ पर हमारे पैसों की बात हो रही है.
Correct.
I remember Amir once when I interviewed him about money, and he said, I don't remember the last time I carried a wallet.
Correct.
Are you like that as well, or do you carry a wallet? Because it
I don't have a
fascinates me
wallet.
how do you do this?
I mean,
We have a phone that has
we
GPay.
have a phone now.
अब हो गया ना
But-
phone. This is Amir during.
No. I'm never that extreme. Amir's stardom allows him to be like that. Whatever he requires, somebody else pays for it. It's not like he doesn't pay for it.
Correct.
My personality or fitrat is such that I do not like an entourage. I walk alone, and I like to have that freedom and the ability to interact with the kind of people that I do. So if I have to buy something, I need money, and I will have a credit card or something. But it's not that extreme for me at all.
Wonderful. For you?
No, I mean, it's not that I don't carry a wallet. It's just not necessary to carry it now because of the digital medium.
That's true. But I have a very fun question.
Hanji.
See, when I pay someone from UPI, I'm also a little worried that they get my number. Now, don't you ever worry about it? This is like a layman question.
Okay,
How
to
do
be very
stars
honest,
pay on UPI?
I still don't make online transactions. Like, in the sense, I don't go on websites and buy things. Like, I'll ask someone else to do it and I'll pay them. It's like that. I don't know. I have a few OCDs of mine that I have yet to break out of.
How
Maybe
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still insecure of that fact.
So I travel so much, I can't afford to be like that. So I have a separate account which has a very limited fund.
Yeah.
And that card or that thing I
And
get
a
keep
different
using.
number, I'm assuming.
No, the card has got a limitation.
Correct.
So you cannot, even if somebody does hack into it, you can't take more than a particular amount of money. So I never buy 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs worth of stuff by paying on my credit card. But if it's like if I want to buy earphones or earpods or something that is, I need, that much money is there in the account. So
Yeah, please forgive me. I've always wanted to ask people this question who are actors. Like, how do y'all do it? Like, how do you all... I also remember your film made me think about people and their relationship with money. At many times, you are called Kanjoos, but you're not. You're just prudent. But I know Chunky Pandey, for example, is the self-proclaimed Kanjoos of our industry. How would you put yourself on the Kanjoos meter? Like, what's your boundary?
बिल्कुल कंजूस नहीं हूँ मैं तो यानी ले ले भाई
अच्छा.
यानी हाँ I love that. I just consider कि शुक्राना है ऊपर वाले का कि उन्होंने इस लायक तो बनाया कि कम से कम दे सकता हूँ. अब देने के लिए यानी I've never been, let's put it this way, कि अगर मुझे कुछ अच्छी चीज़ लग रही है और वही एक ही चीज़ है और किसी और को चाहिए, मैं उन्हें दे दूंगा. I'm like that.
So your generosity extends
हाँ,
beyond just
मैं
cash.
कंजूस
It's not
नहीं
just
हूँ.
money. Yeah.
मैं कंजूस बिल्कुल नहीं हूँ.
Lovely.
Yeah.
My wife thinks I'm generous to a fault, and I'm a fool. I don't know how to handle my money. वो मांगता है उठा के दे देता हूँ.
Same.
I think that I'm very particular about it, but she says not even from a remote corner are you particular about your money. I don't. I spend what I have. I'm not very careful about my spending, but I always live within my means. So
Correct.
if I would love, I desire to have a bigger car or a better stuff just for the fact of it. But if it does not fit into my budget and if it does not fit into the other things that are important for me, I will not buy it. So
Correct.
I don't have worldly possessions. That is a reflection of my stardom. But I do have the liberty that this stardom offers me.
That you can
and
buy
I enjoy
things
it.
of value.
That I want, that I
Yes.
can without having to worry about what it costs.
Ever been underpaid, guys?
All the time.
All the time. Hello. Excuse me.
Oh my God. Oh my
All
God.
the time.
Oh my God. So it's not something that stops when you become a star.
No.
All I will say is none of my producers ever came to the road by doing a movie with me. Ever. They might have become much
Touch wood,
richer.
yeah.
But they've never come on the road with it. So maybe what I'm asking for is justified.
Is justified. For you?
I mean, the thing is that I sometimes feel that I'm very conscious about money talks, number one. So my evaluation of choosing a film or wanting to do a film is not always based over the money aspect. So that's the last conversation, in fact. And when it comes to that, then of course, me being the generous me, I don't like burdening a certain production beyond a certain point, and I know what I truly deserve. See, I have a great reality check on where I am, where I stand, what I should be charging. Of course, who doesn't want to charge much more than what they truly deserve? But I try and squeeze myself close to where I think
You think you deserve.
I at least
Such
I deserve,
prudent men.
and yeah.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, most of the times I see myself on the sacrifice
Lovely.
platform. Yeah.
I know you love games because it's
Yeah.
very hard to do conversations all day. So we're going to end with a game, guys. Are you ready?
Perfect,
Awesome.
absolutely.
माधवन, नील, नितिन मुकेश हिसाब बराबर करते हैं इनके साथ. मिनिमम ऑटो फेयर मुंबई में इस वक्त क्या है?
25 रुपया?
वेरी क्लोज.
35.
नहीं, दैट्स हाई.
27 रुपया?
23 rupees.
23, हाँ.
But very close,
25
not bad.
मुझे लगता है
25.
Not bad at all. Not bad. Would you know what a kg of onions cost right now?
A kg of onion, what about 600 rupees?
No, Neil.
No, I don't know.
1 kilo of onions. You get them like every week in your house.
हाँ नहीं, what do you talk? हम नहीं?
कांदा.
नहीं 1 किलो ना? 1 किलो कांदे का कॉस्ट अभी कितना होगा यार?
40.
40?
Give me a high five.
क्या बात
Well
कर रहे हैं?
done.
अच्छा.
Okay, you might have bought this for your partner at some point, a Birken
मैं
bag.
कांदे खाता नहीं एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम हुआ है.
Oh, क्या बात है? A Birken bag.
डिपेंड करता है मतलब अब वाईफाई वाला जो है या बहुत सारे रेंज हैं यार.
बिल्कुल, you're right.
तो पहली बात तो बर्किन इतना इजीली अवेलेबल है नहीं और अगर अवेलेबल है तो 10 लाख.
You're absolutely right. Anywhere between 7 lakhs a bag to 3 crores.
Oh my God.
I'm assuming
मैं
you
बैग में घुस के रहने लगूंगा. 3 करोड़ का बैग?
100%. That's what I'm saying. And that too, you need
Referral.
a reference. And if you've been
मैं लाइफ में कभी ऐसी चीज ना खरीदूं.
yeah.
मतलब ये क्या बात हुई?
Yeah.
I agree with
I
you.
want to make a movie that you need a reference to see. औकात है क्या मेरी पिक्चर देखने का? वो वाला पिक्चर बना दे लाइफ में. बर्किन वाली पिक्चर.
Solid है.
I really want to know, would you ever go to a salon to get a shave? And if so,
Never.
no.
Yeah.
What would it cost you?
All right, so I've never been to a salon for no facial, no shaves, no whatever, nothing, no manicure,
और ऐसी
pedicure,
त्वचा माशाअल्लाह.
कुछ नहीं, कभी नहीं. In fact, I wash my face with a simple soap.
मैं तो मेकअप भी नहीं निकालता.
Yeah. I mean, like I
कभी
have
भी डालता भी नहीं.
I have to put a little tan so I don't burn out.
Usually
I don't
my
have a
makeup man
choice.
is fast asleep only because of that.
So,
Oh my God.
a salon, I don't know, but maybe
No,
I'm
I go to
presuming.
salon, यार.
I'm presuming कितना होगा? 250-300 रुपया?
You're right. 250-300 रुपए. This we must know because we pay. We are working only to pay this. Petrol.
हाँ, मुबारक हो.
भाई अभी डिपेंड्स ऑन विच सिटी बट
Mumbai.
एनीवे हाँ 150.
You're close, but it's any guesses?
नहीं मैं तो फुल टैंक यानी एक बार
पर
टंकी
लीटर
खत्म
यार.
फिर पर लीटर यानी अभी डिवाइड
140 से 150 के बीच में क्या से नहीं.
180.
Thank God it's not that much. Thank God it's not that much. It's 103.5.
Okay, not
You know, per kilo, per liter.
per
Per
liter.
liter. Oh, shit.
And
तो मेरा ड्राइवर का मैं हिसाब लगाना पड़ेगा.
हिसाब बराबर करना पड़ेगा आपको मैडी.
फुल टैंक उसने इतना लगा रखा है.
नहीं वो फुल टैंक का यानी डिपेंडिंग लीटर कितना है ना टैंक का.
20
हाँ करीबन 100-110 रुपया लीटर डीजल.
And the last and the most important. Z5 की मंथली सब्सक्रिप्शन कितने में आती है दोस्तों?
120 रुपए.
मैं साल का लेता हूँ सर.
सर वेरी गुड.
तो वो उसमें थोड़ा
कम हो जाता है.
कम हो जाता है ना. वो आई थिंक 699 का है कुछ.
That's true, absolutely. क्या बात है. This is fantastic. He really walks the talk.
मैं दुबई में सब्सक्राइब करता हूँ तो मैं बिल्कुल सही बोल रहा हूँ.
और हम उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि इस फिल्म के बाद 2 साल का फ्री मिल जाए.
I can't believe it. Oh my God. You know, I must say that as much as we make in life, there are the best things in life, they say are free.
Oh God, you have no idea. Like I love getting into a hotel room, and just for the heck of it, you know the toiletry stuff. Once you are done
Careful.
with, oh God, I love
केयरफुल
it.
मेम बन जाएगा भाई. जो बोल रहा है सोच समझ के बोल.
No, the shaving kit and all, you know,
Yeah.
just I mean, मेरा हक
Because
बनता है
you
यार.
just said that you shave on your own. लगेगा.
My staff, my family, and anybody who knows me, they will tell you that the best shopping I ever done, the amount of satisfaction I get, is having 2 things by the roadside. एक बंदे को जिसको पानी पूरी बनाना आता है और वो सड़क पे, ये नहीं कि उसने मतलब सब कुछ स्टेनलेस में सैनिटाइज कर दिया. और अगर मुझे देसी भुट्टा मिल जाए,
बिल्कुल.
जो कि मिलता नहीं है.
What are you saying?
देसी भुट्टा, नॉट द अमेरिकन काइंड. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट देसी भुट्टा जिसका रंग बिरंगे वाले वो दाने होते हैं ना, उसको रोस्ट करके थोड़ा सा नमक और नींबू उस पर डाल के पहला बाइट जो है,
वाह.
मिशलिन स्टार शेफ भाड़ में गया, मुझे चाहिए ये.
How nice.
No, it's lovely. It's lovely. And that's what the film has done, guys. Honestly,
Yeah, it's a desi bhutta.
It's brought us Desi Bhutta. It's leaked secrets about Nitin Mukesh's skincare routine. But that's what a good film does. And Hisaab Barabar, of course, is dropping on the 24th of January on Z5. As they said, you can get your subscriptions in place to watch this film. But it's been an absolute pleasure, gentlemen, to
Thank
have you on
you.
my show. I hope
Thank
it
you.
was
Thank you,
interesting
Ji.
for you as
It
well.
was
Thank you.
very enriching. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for being on my show.